Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Hour 106.
God, give us men. A time like this demands strong minds, great hearts, true faith, and ready hands. Men whom the lust of office does not kill. Men whom the spoils of office cannot buy. Men who possess opinions and a will. Men who have honor. Men who will not lie. Men who can stand before a demagogue and damn his treacherous flatteries without winking. Tall men, sun-crowned, who live above the fog in public duty and in private thinking. For while the rabble, with their thumb-worn creeds, their large professions, and their little deeds mingle in selfish strife, lo, freedom weeps, wrong rules the land, and waiting justice sleeps.
They say the world is spinning around. I say the world is upside down. They say the world is spinning around. I say the world is upside down. Oh yeah. Alright. Looking at the world today, I am implored to say, so much war and poverty, while few enjoy prosperity. But say the world is spinning around. I say the world is upside down. I say the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. Oh yeah. Alright. Looking at the world, I agree. Oh, what fools we mortals be. Morality is in demise. Morality is on the rise. I said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. I said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. Oh yeah. Too much injustice. How can there be peace? Religious hypocrisy. Political tyranny. You see it, my brethren. What about the children now? Hey, they say the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. They say the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. They say the world is spinning around. I saw the world is upside down. I saw the world is spinning around. I saw the world is upside down. Oh yeah, crime and violence, poverty and starvation, ecological calamity, economic instability. What's wrong with humanity? Have they lost their sanity for the sake of vanity? We like to love now. You know that we need it, yeah. What about love, love?
It's the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, the Decade of Action for Road Safety, and 2022 marks the start of the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the fourth day of the third month of 2022, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development, the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Glass, and the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. It's Town Meeting Day in Vermont in the USA. Here in Jamaica and in the United States, the month of March is being observed as Intellectual Disabilities Awareness Month. Also in the US, March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, Endometriosis Awareness Month, and Salt Awareness Month. And in the UK, March is also Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. It's World Obesity Day. Hoy es viernes el 4 de marzo 2022. Y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est vendredi le 4 mars 2022 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Friday, the 4th of March, 2022, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices, and that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. We started out this afternoon with a piece entitled God Give Us Men by Josiah Gilbert Holland. Josiah Gilbert Holland, God Give Us Men. And we paired that with World Upside Down by Jimmy Cliff. World Upside Down by Jimmy Cliff. Good afternoon to those listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Morant Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you can download from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We thank those who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the US who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631-359-8281. 631-359-8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 03330. Let's do that again. From the United Kingdom, 0330-606-0953. 0330-606-0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear, but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, there's always YouTube. All you need is internet connection, and you're good to go, pretty much. Good to go. Type YouTube, and the page will populate, and you'll be ready. If you're not seeing this video trending right now, just type DERVAN MALCOLM in the search box. How about that? Looking forward to your full participation. We'll remind you of how you can contact us to participate after the break.
Walk into Marjan's Pharmacy and you will feel better. The service is clearly different. Marjan's Pharmacy, call 876-703-6335. The time by Marjan's Pharmacy is 2:15.
You're always on the go. We know life can be a daily rush. CIBC, First Caribbean, you can count on us. We make life easier. Manage your accounts at any time. Apply for a loan. It's easy when you bank online. We make life easier with choices that suit you. CIBC, First Caribbean.
There is a retirement crisis in Jamaica, with approximately only 10% of the working population saving towards retirement. Many people, such as contract workers and the self-employed,
You mean the output from the station?
pension plan, and some are not eligible for a government pension.
It's how it was recorded.
Workforce has the opportunity to participate in a pension plan and secure a monthly income for their retirement. Join Real Business every Monday at 9:30 a.m. for an informative discussion with Peter Rose Hall, Managing Director of BPM Financial.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Of retirement
It's very obvious.
to move Jamaica out of this crisis. Retirement wealth creation is brought to you by BPM Financial Limited,
Yeah.
taking you higher.
I said the world is upside down. I said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down.
Oh,
Too much injustice. How can there be peace? Religious hypocrisy. Political morality. You see
yes.
what
Exactly. Or is it that some are smarter than others? Some of us are smarter than others. Yeah. Light work. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program. Both sides of the story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us directly via WhatsApp. And that number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. What's on your mind this afternoon? Please feel free to give us a call. Let's hear from you, and you can message us as well. We'll give you a quick snapshot. Let's say you've been busy all day. You haven't been able to keep abreast of the news and other developments. Let's see. There's a couple of stories. 10 more COVID-19 fatalities, 34 new cases. And, well, it's amazing considering where we're coming from that these days we no longer go through routinely the COVID-19 numbers, etc., because we are into a different phase now, aren't we? So it's 10 more COVID-19 fatalities that have been recorded in Jamaica, pushing the tally to 2,825. The health ministry says the deaths occurred between March 2021 and February 2022. And one more fatality has been recorded as a coincidental death, moving the tally to 225. There were 34 new cases, as we said. The ages range from 39 days to 88 years, pushing the total to 128,142. Of the new cases, 17 are women. Well, equal numbers, 17, 17. 17 women, 17 men. 1,827 tests were conducted. Jamaica's positivity rate now stands at 5.1%. In the meantime, there were 286 more recoveries, increasing the total number of recoveries to 78,146. Some 97 people are in hospital. That number is going down. That's encouraging. We hope it continues to trend down, and we wish a speedy recovery to those who are convalescing. And 25 of those 97 people are moderately ill, we're told, 7 of them severely ill, and 7 critically ill. We trust that they will win those battles. And 4,517 people are in quarantine at home. So first in a little while since we have gone through the numbers, but COVID is still very much here, and we need to continue to do what needs to be done. A couple of stories of people who were with us, who are no longer with us, sadly. If you were monitoring the news earlier on, you would have heard that reggae singer Denroy Morgan has died. Veteran Rastafarian reggae singer Denroy Morgan has died. His son Mojo confirmed to the Gleaner that the music industry giant passed away yesterday at age 76. Daddy passed last night surrounded by his wife, children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, a grieving Mojo told the Gleaner. A statement released by the Morgan family this morning noted it's out of our sincere love that we share that our beloved father and patriarch, the Honorable Ras Denroy Morgan, has ascended. Daddy has been our light, our source of love and joy all our lives. Our family thank you in advance for your overwhelming love and support, and we ask for your continued prayers as we go through this process. We also ask that you respect our privacy during this time of healing. Morgan is survived by his widow, Hyacinth Morgan, his 30 children. Yes, you heard right. His 30 children, 104 grandchildren. Yes, 104 grandchildren and 15 great grandchildren. Condolences to the family. Denroy Morgan is the father of Grammy Award winning sibling group Morgan Heritage, as well as LMS. Denroy Morgan released his Billboard chart topping hit I'll Do Anything for You and album of the same name in 1981. He signed a deal with RCA in 1984, and his bio states that Denroy Morgan was the first Jamaican recording artist to be signed to a major record label. He was born in Maypen, Clarendon, migrated to the United States in 1965 at the age of 19, was part of the formation of the Black Eagles, a New York City reggae band in the 1970s, before launching a prosperous solo career in the 1980s onwards. Morgan subsequently raised a large family and made the parish of St. Thomas his home in Jamaica. Last year, Morgan released his first book, From the Cross to the Throne, a novel that explores Rastafari, the religion, and Rastalivity. He established his own Abrahamic Covenant Family Ministry, which goes live on Facebook every Saturday from his Hilltop Tabernacle in Portmoran, St. Thomas. An advocate for the legalization of marijuana, Morgan spoke freely of his joy when it became legal in Jamaica and around the world. In 2017, Denroy Morgan received the key to the city of Brooklyn, New York. Again, condolences to family, friends, colleagues, neighbors, fans at home and abroad. Reggae singer Denroy Morgan has made the transition at age 76. There are a couple of stories that are coming out, have been coming out of Australia today as well, and all over the news. Sports, the sporting fraternity, more precisely, the cricket world, has lost two stalwarts, two champions, two outstanding cricketers. Rodney Marsh and Shane Warne. The story, this story is that legendary Australian cricketer Shane Warne has died at age 52, died of a suspected heart attack. And that has been doing the the rounds today. So, and also Rod Marsh, another cricketing legend who died at age 74. Condolences to Shane Warne, the family, friends, colleagues, neighbors, fans of the late Shane Warne at 52 and Rod Marsh at 74. And as we said earlier on, the music world, the reggae fraternity, the Rastafari community have lost Denroy Morgan. And as we indicated earlier on, while we related the story, he made the transition and we also made a connection there in terms of his children. Denroy Morgan, as we mentioned earlier on, is the father of the Grammy Award-winning sibling group Morgan Heritage. And in fact, one of the songs of the times, this time of COVID-19, one of the best ones I've heard in a long time, People Like You by Gramps Morgan. Very powerful recording. Perhaps when we come back from the break, we could play a bit of that recording after the break as we bid farewell to those who have transitioned, those who were with us a second ago, a minute ago, an hour ago, a day ago, etc. You get the picture. We'll come back with that tribute in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. Did you know that the National Irrigation Commission Limited is the sole authority for irrigation systems in Jamaica? The National Irrigation Commission Limited enables the improvement in agricultural productivity through the provision of efficient and affordable irrigation to farmers and other customers. Contact them 977-6624 or 977-6727 or visit their website www.nicjamaica.com to learn more. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture.
Become the hero on the scene by taking the COVID vaccine. Get vaccinated as soon as you get all the facts. Don't listen to the rumors. This vaccine might just make it possible for teachers to sit face to face with schoolers. This vaccine make it safer for everybody, from the young to the elderly. Don't you want to go back to living normally when things were more orderly? And if you want to live a long good life, then we all have to do what's right. So let's get vaccinated along with the heroes on the front line. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
RJR, Cleaner Group. It's a cross-country invasion.
Jamaica. Get ready for the RJR Gleaner Communications Group Cross Country Invasion 2022 as we showcase the best of Jamaica at 60. The excitement commences with our launch event this Friday, March 4. Join the Morning Agenda team with hosts Jodian Quarry and Sanjay Lewis live at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road in Kingston from 7 to 9 a.m. Don't miss it. This broadcast is brought to you by Grace Foods, Sunshine Snacks, Guardian Life, Digicel Foundation, Picozinc, Caribbean School of Medical Sciences Jamaica, Hydro Ace, Gateway Credit Union, Guardian General, H&L True Value and H&L Agro, Jamek Beauty Systems, and Trang Bak Tonic Wine.
It's a cross-country invasion. It's a cross-country invasion.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. in a reflective mood right now as we pay tribute to those we have lost, those loved ones, friends, colleagues, and those whose work we celebrate. And we could think of no better tribute at this time than this particular one by Gramps Morgan, the best I've heard in a long time.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who lost their way, there's a place for people like you. I've heard there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, there's a place up there for people like you. If you walk around with your heart on your sleeve, and if you're trying to be the change you wanna see, if you lay down your life for love so someone could be saved, there's a place for people like you. I've heard up there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, there's a place up there for people like you. I've heard up there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, yeah, there's a place up there for people like you. I know you're out there, so keep doing what you do, 'cause there's a place up there for people like you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Out of many one people we are.
Gramps Morgan with that spellbinding tribute. Powerful piece. We shared the story of Shane Warne at age 52, still very young, age 52, an apparent heart disease or apparent heart attack, still to be to be confirmed in detail. There's some other things we have to pay attention to in the area of our health. And today is World Obesity Day. And the theme this year is everybody needs to act. Everybody needs to act. And there are some startling statistics. The Jamaica Health and Lifestyle Survey of 2016-2017, and one would imagine since then there could have been a shift one way or another. The Jamaica Health and Lifestyle Survey 2016-2017 reports that 1 out of 2 Jamaicans aged 15 and older is overweight or obese. 1 out of 2 Jamaicans aged 15 and older is overweight or obese. That's 54%. And COVID-19 hasn't helped in that regard because more of us have become so much more sedentary in our lifestyle, spending a lot of time on the couch, watching TV, playing games, video games, etc. A lot of us have been doing more of that. And that's not good. And it's in particular our children who have missed out on school and have spent a lot of time at home with often very, very limited physical activity. Childhood obesity in Jamaica has increased by 68.3% in 70 years. Let's put it another way. In 70 years, childhood obesity has increased by 68.3%. 3 out of 10 of our children aged 13 to 17 are overweight or obese. 3 out of 10 of our children aged 13 to 17 are overweight or obese. And rates that are almost doubling for boys. And the information from the Heart Foundation of Jamaica tells us that a Jamaican study done in 2021, that's just last year, 2021, a Jamaican study done in 2021 indicated that 80% of Jamaicans aged 12 to 71 years gained weight during the pandemic. So we did mention that a short while ago. So COVID-19 has had a negative impact in that regard. Living in the era of COVID-19 has shown how damaging its effects can be, especially for people already battling with chronic diseases. Those trends, the Heart Foundation tells us, have been exacerbated by the current COVID-19 pandemic over the past couple of years. Studies have shown that being overweight or obese increases the risk of severe illness from COVID-19. Unhealthy diets are a major risk factor contributing to the high rates of obesity and non-communicable diseases in the Caribbean, and are fueled by the widespread availability and consumption of unhealthy products containing high levels of critical nutrients, namely sugars, total fats, saturated fats, trans fats, and sodium. And so this study done right here in Jamaica by Jamaicans in 2021 has revealed that 80% of Jamaicans aged 12 to 71 years gained weight during the pandemic. The study also reported more dependence on unhealthy foods. More dependence. So if you thought We were fast food crazy before COVID-19. Check us now. The study reported more dependence on unhealthy food, 62.7%, and a reduction in physical activity, levels from 80% to 73.3%. A reduction in physical activity levels from 80% to 73.3%. And the Heart Foundation reminds us that energy-dense, low-nutrient food and beverages have become more accessible, especially in these times, making them far more appealing than their healthier counterparts. Jamaicans are less equipped to make informed choices, making it even more important to concentrate on population-based policies, says the Heart Foundation of Jamaica. There is no single solution, and the Heart Foundation of Jamaica is urging local policymakers to act by taking an evidence-based approach to equip Jamaicans with the necessary tools to make more informed choices. A front-of-package labeling policy coupled with nutrition policies and programs in schools to improve the school food environment and policies to encourage consumption of water in lieu of sugar-sweetened beverages. So if you feel thirsty, drink some water instead of sugar-sweetened beverages. And so today, World Obesity Day, says the Heart Foundation of Jamaica, highlights the need for action and the role everyone can play in reducing obesity. With increasing awareness of obesity impacts on health, finances, and Jamaica at large, it has come to the forefront for development of health policies to address the challenges associated with obesity. The need for better strategies and novel policy interventions to manage obesity is critical, says the Heart Foundation of Jamaica. Let's take the break and come back with more in just a moment.
I saw the world is upside down. I saw the world is spinning around. I saw the world is upside down. Oh yeah. Crime and violence.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
The Auto World.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Weekdays at 5:15 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
I am implored to say.
Just a bit more before we wrap on the subject of World Obesity Day. The Heart Foundation, this World Obesity Day, the Heart Foundation of Jamaica calls on all governments, health service providers, insurers, and philanthropic organizations to prioritize investment in tackling obesity. This means investment in obesity prevention support services and early intervention as part of the plans to meet the 2030 Sustainable Development Goal 3.4, ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being for all at all ages. Concerted action is needed from governments to set the agenda and lead a multi-sector response to develop and implement evidence-based policies to create healthier food and activity environments for Jamaica and break the barriers to healthy eating and physical activity. As we focus on the health harms associated with being overweight or obese, let us all take on the challenge to begin leading healthier, happier lives and act by choosing healthier diets, reducing stress, and committing to at least 30 minutes of physical activity daily. And that's the information from the Heart Foundation of Jamaica in observance of World Obesity Day. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, taking your calls on 876-922-4112. Whatever is on your mind, please feel free to share. 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can also call us via WhatsApp. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And let's clear some of the messages that have come in. Where do we start? Oh, as usual, we have to clear the way of those that are not pertinent to the moment. So we're doing that quickly, working our way up the line. And let's see what we find as we move up the line. Some messages. Hello to Sharon Smith of the Hosemati Alumni Association, New York chapter. And this one says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. Love the music. Great choice as usual. Can you repeat the history of Ukraine? Have a great day. You've got to be kidding me. That I did an abbreviated version a few days ago. And then Raskava called to ask us to give him the history of the Ukraine. And we went way back to the very beginning and brought it from way back when, brought the history from way back when to 2022 right now. And now we're being asked to do it again. Oh boy. Let's put that on pause for the time being. Let's put that on pause for the time being. That could take a while. Let's see what we can do. But for the time being, let's hang on there. Gloria Moralist says, even a casual glance at society today tells us that things are not right. To many, the world seems to be spinning out of control. Growing numbers of men and women face the future with anxiety and confusion. The world seems locked in a downward spiral that is fast reaching a climax. How will it all end? How will the political terrorism and violence, the greed and materialism, the steady erosion of moral values, the drug use, the AIDS virus, the starvation and filling, how will all these critical problems be resolved? Where can we find answers to these serious questions? Not in the tabloid newspapers or on the TV talk shows. Political leaders, even spiritual leaders, seem to have no answers to these vital issues. But God's word, the Bible, pulls aside the curtain and reveals that our world is involved in a cosmic struggle between good and evil. Good afternoon, Brother Dervan. Sound words from Jimmy Cliff. Thank you for your WhatsApp message, Moralist. Here is another of our messages. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary, says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Friday to you and your listeners. Let me use this medium to express my sincere condolences to the family of reggae singer Denroy Morgan. Did you say he left 30 children or 13? If the number is 30, his name will be around for a long time. There's a reason why I repeated the number earlier on, so that you would not have to ask me to repeat the information. Assuming you missed it, yes, you heard right. Mr. Morgan is survived by his widow, Hyacinth Morgan, his 30, his 30 children, 104 grandchildren. Yes, 104 grandchildren and 15 great grandchildren. And the scripture speaks to children being a heritage. And this is Morgan Heritage. Morgan, the same family that has produced Morgan Heritage. They can tell you chapter and verse about that. What a huge family. Family is a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing. It's sad when whether the matriarch or the patriarch of the family dies or transitions. But look at the legacy that is left behind. And even as this legacy has been left behind, multiple legacies will forever multiply as long as there's life on earth. Condolences again to the Morgan family. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Friday to you and your listeners. Let me use this medium to express my sincere condolences to the family. Yes, we're rereading the message. To the family of reggae singer Denroy Morgan. And yes, we said it and we repeated it. If you didn't get it the first and second time, Clarky Bless, 30. And Clarky Bless says his name will be around for a long time, as in Denroy Morgan's name. May his soul rest in peace and light perpetual shine on him. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary. Here's another message, this one from Salah in Kingston, Dervan. We're also hearing the passing of the great Gladys Knight. Oh, not another one. Oh dear, really? Oi. Let's see if we can confirm that. No. There's no such story. No such news. No such news, Salah. Where did you get that from, Salah? Where did you get that bit of news from? What's your source, Salah? Because we have no such information. Thanks for your message, nonetheless. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Salah is typing away. Let's see his response. In the meantime, here are the numbers to call: 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, you can call us on WhatsApp as well. 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Good afternoon to Ranny Bell in St. Thomas. Good day to you. Audrey Smith says, Darvan and listeners, love that music you're playing. Wishing you and everyone a happy and blessed weekend. Listening from Southampton. Thank you very much, Audrey Smith in Southampton in England. Paul in Philadelphia says, good day, Dervan and all listeners. Good day, Paul. I know we need to talk. Geez, need to find the time to give you a call, Paul. Chris says, big up yourself, Mr. Malcolm. Denroy Morgan is also the brother of Derek Morgan. Indeed. Thank you very much for that very important reminder, Chris. Sharon Frey says, hi, Dervan. Wishing you a happy Friday. Greetings from London, where things are a little bit of everything. Please help me in wishing my brother Norman Frey from Mount Salem in Montego Bay a very happy birthday. Hope his day is going as good as possible for him from both his sisters Peaches and Cherry with much love. Oh, that sounds delightful. Peaches and Cherry. Peaches and Cherry. All right. Sharon says, powerful rendition, touching to the core, in reference, I believe, to people like you, that song. Velta Wilson in St. Thomas says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Hope your weekend will be a great one. We hope so too, Velta Wilson. Remember to pray for peace on earth, says Velta Wilson. Yeah, we need more of that, don't we? Blessed are the peacemakers. Violet White, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Violet White is in Florida, I believe. Irvelyn Connie Palmer says, good afternoon, Dervan and listeners from Cayman. Welcome, Irvelyn Connie Palmer from the Cayman Islands. Good to have you on board. Thank you very much for joining us here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Welcome to Cherry Henry. Well, Irvelyn is on both Facebook Live and YouTube. Welcome. Cherry Henry says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Have a blessed weekend, she says. To you too, Cherry Henry. Donovan Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners, home and abroad. Good afternoon, Donovan Campbell. And Kareen Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm, listeners and viewers. Blessings. Blessings to you too, Kareen. More in a moment.
Poverty and starvation.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3 o'clock. RJR, Gleaner Group. It's a cross-country invasion.
Jamaica, get ready for the RJA Gleaner Communications Group Cross Country Invasion 2022 as we showcase the best of Jamaica at 60. The excitement commences with our launch event this Friday, March 4. Join the morning agenda team with hosts Jodian Quarry and Sanjay Lewis live at Broadcast House, 32 Lingers Road in Kingston from 7 to 9 a.m. Don't miss it. This broadcast is brought to you by Grace Foods, Sunshine Snacks, Guardian Life, Digicel Foundation, Ecozinc, Caribbean School of Medical Sciences Jamaica, Hydro Ace, Gateway Credit Union, Guardian General, H&L True Valley and H&L Agro, Jamek Beauty Systems, and Trang Bak Tonic Wine.
It's a cross-country invasion. It's a cross-country invasion.
The world is upside down. I said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. Alright. Looking at the world, I agree. What fools we mortals be. Morality is in demise. Morality is on the rise. I said the world is spinning around. I said the world is
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. CVAD official, CVAD _ official, says, greetings. If prayer had any use at all, why is there a European war now? Why is our world getting more and more corrupt each day? I wonder what people pray for. Thank you for your message, Sivad. So Sivad is saying if prayer had any use at all. He's asking, why is there a European war now? And he goes on to ask, why is our world getting more and more corrupt each day? And then he wonders aloud what people pray for. Thank you for your message, Sivad. Evelyn Connie Palmer is having a good laugh. I'm not sure on what score, but thank you for your message, Evelyn. Thank you very much. And keep those messages coming in. Here's a bit of history for you. Hello to the parishioners of the Ebenezer Baptist Church. The Ebenezer Baptist Church started on this day in 1834. Its original building was constructed between 1834 and 1835, but was destroyed by a hurricane in 1880 and rebuilt in 1894. The building was again destroyed by a hurricane in 1951. That sounds like Hurricane Charlie, 1951, and had to be rebuilt yet again in 1953. It was rededicated in 1968. So the Ebenezer Baptist Church turns 188 years this year. 188 years old, Ebenezer Baptist Church. Now there is Thompsontown Baptist Church that was established in 1839, Jubilee Baptist in 1844, and Beulah in 1892. Some of the churches that were formed out of Ebenezer Baptist. Sister churches include Mount Lebanon, Victoriatown, 1834, and Faith, 1988. The Ebenezer Baptist Church is the second Baptist witness in Clarendon. It was established in response to the people's need to glorify God. Let's tell you that a Jamaican, not for the first time, I will tell you again and again, every time the opportunity comes up, a Jamaican by the name of George Mifflin Dallas served as the 11th Vice President of the United States of America from this day in 1845 until this day in 1849. His father, Alexander J. Dallas, served as America's Secretary of the Treasury from October 6, 1814 to October 21, 1816. His father, Dr. Robert Dallas, was a Scots physician who migrated to Jamaica to seek his fortune. He established himself in Kingston and later bought an estate named Boar Castle, B-O-A-R, Boar Castle, in 1758 in the nearby hills. He renamed it Dallas Castle, the first time that the name was being given to a location in the New World. He established a substantial operation based on sugar and later coffee. Dr. Dallas had 3 sons in Jamaica, with the youngest, Alexander, being born at Dallas Castle on the 21st of June, 1759. Alexander's mother was Sarah Elizabeth Cormac Hewitt. In 1776, Alexander Dallas migrated to the United States and became active in public affairs, as we said, eventually serving as Secretary of the Treasury of the United States of America. So Alexander's son, George Mifflin Dallas, started his tenure as the 11th U.S. Vice President on this day in 1845. So as you would know by now, Kamala Harris is not the first Jamaican to serve as Vice President of the United States. The first Jamaican was George Mifflin Dallas. Now, before George Mifflin Dallas served as the 11th U.S. Vice President, he was mayor of Philadelphia and a United States Senator. George Mifflin Dallas was a strong supporter of President James Polk in the debates on the expansion of the Union. This led to the US-Mexican War and resulted in a significant expansion in the territory of the USA. In 1844, when Polk ran for the presidency, George Mifflin Dallas was his running mate in a close battle. They were victorious. In fact, in 1845, the new state of Texas founded a city and named it after the Dallas family. And that's how Dallas, Texas got its name. Some people to this day still don't want to admit it for whatever reason. We should also tell you that another of Dr. Robert Dallas's grandsons, Samuel Jackson Dallas, served as Speaker of the Jamaican House of Assembly from 1842 to 1849. I believe he was the same one as well who wrote A History of the Maroons. And that's a bit of history for you here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. On this day in 1933, at the height of the Great Depression, Franklin Delano Roosevelt was inaugurated as the 32nd President of the United States. In his famous inaugural address, which was delivered outside the East Wing of the U.S. Capitol, Roosevelt outlined his New Deal, an expansion of the federal government as an instrument of employment opportunity and welfare. And he told Americans that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. That's where that quotation comes from. And do we have time for another one? 1966, on this day in 1966, the Queen opened the 1966-67 session of the Jamaican Parliament. And how many of us remember John Candy? The larger-than-life comedic star John Candy died of a heart attack on this day in 1995 at age 43. He was only 43. And if the name doesn't ring a bell and you're not making the connection, cast your mind back to 1993 when John Candy won praise for his role as the sensitive coach of an unlikely Jamaican bobsled team in Cool Runnings, that movie. Remember Cool Runnings, the movie? Yes, the white man who was the coach of the Jamaican bobsled team, using his stopwatch and having them practice using go-karts. John Candy, he died of a heart attack on this day in 1995. I think we're going to leave the history there just for a bit and continue with more here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Cherry Henry, in reference to CVAD_official on YouTube, says, Mr. Dervan, the Bible tells us about war and rumors of war. It has to be fulfilled, so we have to pray. And I would imagine that response was for CVAD_official. And let's see who else is messaging us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. And George in Trinidad. Hello, George in Trinidad, as they say in Trinidad. How you going? How you going? Which has a French connection, because in French, if we want to ask you, how are you? We would ask you, comment allez-vous? Comment allez-vous? So comment, C-O-M-M-E-N-T, but because a vowel follows the T, you run it on. Allez, A-L-L-E-Z, and vous, V-O-U-S, the S is silent. Comment allez-vous? which literally means how go you, or how goes you, how go you, whichever way. That's if you were to translate it literally. And in Trinidad, that's essentially what they ask. That's the question when they want to ask you how you're doing. They ask, how you going? How you going? So there has to be some French connection in there. There has to be some French connection. It's like the use of the expression in Jamaica. I would hear my mother exclaim, "Ma, mima, siama, ma," and I wonder if that was passed on to us by the Chinese, because the Chinese, when they're asking a question, they use the expression "ma." So, for example, if they want to ask, how are you? They would ask, ni hao ma, ni hao ma. And of course, the Chinese have been in Jamaica since 1854. That was when the first group of Chinese was brought to Jamaica. And so I'm just wondering if that Jamaican expression, ma, mima, siama, whether it has Chinese influence there. Right, there's that one. But anyway, how did that come about? George in Trinidad. How you going, George? George says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Continue your great work on your show. I listen whenever I can. Help me to say belated happy birthday to my uncle Roy Wheatle in Albert Town, Trelawney. Keep up the good work. And can you play that song again? I'm sure you're talking about People Like You by Gramps Morgan. We never get tired of playing or hearing that song, quite frankly. So George wants to hear it again. We'll see what we can do, George. George in Trinidad, good to have you on board. All the best. And no, Salah, you need to check. We don't need to. You need to check, because you still have not been able to tell us your source, Salah. And we are very mindful of sources. And we're very mindful of, let me not even go back there. But Salah, when you have been able to identify your source, please let us know. And let us see if we can validate that source. All right? Right. So for what it's worth, there's a story here that says Gladys Knight was born on May 17, 1944, and is 77 years old now. One moment, please.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Coast to Coast Concrete, the high-quality concrete for fencing, roofing, foundation, and road surfacing. Call 876-754-7472. The time by Coast to Coast Concrete is
3:15. The February 5 off 50 sales event at Home and Things is here. Take $5 off every $50 you spend. Save big on the brands you know and trust. From beautiful Spanish and Brazilian tiles to exquisite bathroom fixtures from Sedosa, American Standard, and Corona. Stylish Moen and American Standard faucets, doors, windows, paints, and home decor treasures that inspires beauty and elegance. It's the February 5 off 50 sales event happening now at Home and Things. Old Hope Road and Constant Spring Road. Catch it while it lasts. Manage your waste and save. Learn more about various wastewater systems for farms and residential use, assistance in getting NEPA licenses, and monitoring and characterization of your wastewater. Tune in to Real Business this and every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for Manage Your Waste and Save. Brought to you by the Scientific Research Council Wastewater Management Services. Environmentally conscious, responsive, and solution-oriented. That's Manage Your Waste and Save
Listen to every Tuesday at 10 a.m. during Real Business, right here on Power 106 FM.
The world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. Oh yeah. Too much injustice. How can there be peace? Religious hypocrisy. Political tyranny. You see it, my brethren. What about the children now? Hey. They say the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. They say the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. They say the world is spinning around. I saw the world is upside down. They say the world is spinning around. I saw the world is upside down. Oh yeah. Crime and violence, poverty and starvation.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. Apparently, what seems to be happening in Russia now is some kind of censorship and an attempt to further control Russian media and even those from foreign countries who have been covering Russia's invasion of Ukraine have come under pressure. So we're being told by the BBC that Facebook is blocked by Russia. Facebook blocked by Russia. Well, before I went to China some years ago, I was told that I would not be able to go on Facebook, Instagram, etc. But I was also told that if I had a virtual private network, VPN, on my phone, all I needed to do was to turn on the VPN, and that would allow me access to all those sites. So needless to say, I was still able to broadcast live on social media from China. But Facebook hits out at Russia, blocking its platforms. Facebook has hit out at a ban on its platforms introduced in Russia today amid the ongoing war in Ukraine. Russia's communications regulator said the ban was a response to restrictions placed on its media there. It said there had been 26 cases of discrimination against Russian media by Facebook since October 2020. Facebook's president of global affairs, Nick Clegg, said that soon millions of ordinary Russians will find themselves cut off from reliable information. Facebook had been limited in Russia, along with other platforms like Twitter. Although its use was restricted, Facebook had not been blocked entirely in the country. Meta, the company that owns Facebook, said last week that it had restricted Russian-backed outlets across the European Union and was globally demoting content from state-affiliated media. It had also refused to stop fact-checking several Russian state media outlets, including RT and Sputnik. Russia's media regulator, Roskomnadzor, 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 Russia's media regulator, Roskomnadzor, said in a statement, since October 2020, 26 cases of discrimination. So there's a war now to control the narrative in terms of the coverage of the invasion of the Ukraine. So that is another development, and it remains to be seen where this will all end up. It remains to be seen. So the world's attention has been shifted. The world has been distracted once again, is being distracted. A world that has so much work to do, and the distractions continue. Right. So that story goes on. That story goes on, and it will continue to make the news for some time to come. In the meantime, we gather that the White House is expected to send Vice President Kamala Harris to Poland. Wonder how much. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But there's that story that is doing the rounds as well. Let's come back home now to Jamaica. And the Gleaner is telling us that the brothers who have been charged for the killing of that Chinese couple, remember the story was on the news, that they have been remanded in custody. The two brothers charged for the murders of a couple of Chinese heritage in St. Elizabeth and a businesswoman and her customer in Westmoreland were remanded in the Home Circuit Court this morning. Nigel Walters, alias Troy, and Nicholas Walters were ordered to return to court on June 2. When the matters were called up this morning, the court was told the case files were incomplete. The accused were then remanded. The defendants are charged for the December 23rd, 2021 murder of business operators 53-year-old Shi Yun Shu and 48-year-old Hai Kong Wan in Bellevue in St. Elizabeth. So that's one of the stories doing the rounds right now. Also, man in custody over death of stepfather following attack on his mother. A man is in custody for the stabbing death of his stepfather during a domestic dispute in the farming community of Nonsuch in Portland yesterday. Oh, so there we go again. Another one of those family situations. Also, U.S. to resume some visa services in Cuba after a 4-year break. Yes. Yeah. Can you imagine? The United States government announced Thursday that it would resume limited processing of immigrant visas in Havana, more than 4 years after halting that service and removing most diplomats from Cuba over suspicions they had been targeted for mysterious attacks. The Havana embassy's chargé d'affaires, Timothy Zuniga, that's Timothy Zuniga Brown, announced that the consulate would soon begin processing some immigrant visas for which documentation already is complete, though he did not give a date. Most visas will continue to be processed in Guyana on the South American mainland, a costly and difficult journey away for most Cubans. Zuniga Brown said the U.S. is interested in safe and legal immigration, particularly for family reunification cases, which had been complicated by the withdrawal of diplomats. Cuba last year saw a surge in unauthorized migration attempts, fueled in part by an economic crisis that was exacerbated by the pandemic, increased U.S. sanctions, and cutbacks in aid from Venezuela. So we did see a line at the embassy for the first time in a little while. Well, mind you, not that we pass that way every day, but when was it? Was that yesterday? Yes, I think it was yesterday that we once again, well, I once again saw a line at the embassy, hadn't seen one there in a while. And for those of us who have expired visas, it's going to take a while, unless there are extenuating circumstances and one can prevent a compelling case. But up to a year, it's going to be taking. Well, let's see how that goes. That's for, yeah, we're going to follow up on that, by the way. We know how much, as Jamaicans, for a lot of us, what the visa means to us. Don't come between a Jamaican and his or her visa. Anyway, Paul is asking Dervan, will you be attending Pen Relays 2022? See the press for details, Paul. We don't know. We don't even know if we'll be attending work tomorrow, much less April. I'm just saying, just making a point there. But no, seriously, we would love to be at the Pen Relays in April. But let's see how that unfolds, Paul. Let's see how that unfolds. Violet White says, I can't see no more comments. I'm sure you mean any more comments, because you have already conjugated the first verb. And well, it's in the negative. That it's in the negative. You have already, yeah, it's already in the negative. Can't. So if you're going to say I can't see, you would have to follow, instead of saying I can't see no. That's talking Jamaican. I can't see no, but I can't see any would be English. I can't see any. I can't see any more comments. But if we're talking Jamaican, then it's fine to say I can't see no more comments. So it is. All right, just you know how it is, these teachable moments. That's how we learn. Let's stand by and come back with more in just a moment.
I said the world is upside down.
Importers, provide proper invoices for customs when presenting goods for examination. This could prevent delays during clearance. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30. Consumer Talks, educating and empowering consumers towards a more vigilant and confident consumer-friendly Jamaica. Join us every second and last Tuesday of each month at 9:35 on Real Business. Listen and learn about your rights and responsibilities. Learn how the CAC works to empower consumers in Jamaica. Consumer Talks, brought to you by the Consumer Affairs Commission, protecting your rights, securing our future.
I am implored to say, so much war and poverty, while few enjoy prosperity. I said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. I said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. Oh yeah. All right.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good afternoon to you and your listeners.
It's good to hear your voice. It's been a while. Welcome.
It has been a while. Yeah, I had the opportunity of listening to you from in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it came in very good. However, when you break, when the station go for a break, their advertisement coming on the line. You know? I'm not sure if the station is aware of that. And they just take over the line. They come in on you quite frequently. That has been the experience. And a similar situation in Georgetown, Guyana, where I were before I left to Kentucky.
I'm not sure what that is.
Now, when you go on a break on the station, the local station in Bowling Green, Kentucky, advertise on your line.
Oh, that's how the people who stream these programs, that's how they make money apparently.
Okay. It was a similar experience I had in Georgetown, Guyana.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to the interview on with yourself and it's a king from Nigeria.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
It was a wonderful interview, man, and congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it was certainly wonderful. And I'm saying to myself, you're certainly a groundbreaker, because only this week I heard the Minister Vaz was saying they are going to reestablish some oil facilities with Nigeria.
Yes.
Says at least you did the groundwork before. That was really good, you know.
Yes.
And then the history that you gave with the Dallas family, it's a profound bit of information, and I thank you for that. It really shows how deep the Jamaican heritage is, you know.
Oh yes, the biggest little country in the world.
Biggest little country in the world, and if we can only just cash in on that and make it count, you know, it would be. But when, based on my experiences that I had, up in Bowling Green and in Georgetown, Guyana, in Bowling Green, we're there and the tornado, and I had the experience of going into the shelter for about half an hour during the passage of, not the first two, there were two tornadoes in December, the 11th and the 12th. It's after that I went there. But I went the 4th of December, the 4th of January. There was one now very close to me, just next door to the next county to where I was. But we in our county had also go to the shelter. And the minute you hear the siren, you have to put aside everything and go in the shelter. But while I was in the shelter, a lot of thoughts passed through my mind and said, boy, as a Jamaican, we need to get to that place where we respond quickly to circumstances. We are not there yet because I don't know for what reason we are just behind in many things. Hello?
Maybe it's a general lack of interest, and people are looking out for themselves and their families now more than anything, more than at any other time in our history, perhaps. People minding their own business. Mind you, we still have those who are reaching out to others who are in need, or trying to help to guide others along a progressive path, etc.
Yes, that's true.
But
And just before I go,
yes,
just to the caller, one of your listeners repeatedly asked about the period from 1838 to about 1861, or just before the Morant Bay Rebellion.
uh-huh.
I think that's a profound part of our history that we don't really learn about a lot. And if you have a chance, you can maybe, I did a letter some time ago. It's on Google. Really thank Google for giving me that opportunity. It was with an interview with Dorian Samuels, and make mention of some of that. And in that same
Don't mean to cut you, but here's a bit of a breaking story from the Gleaner. Developing story came in at 15:33. That's 3:33 this afternoon, a short while ago. And the story is 21 guns have been seized during an operation now underway at a warehouse in West Kingston. Law enforcement sources have revealed the cash comprises, that word is CACHE, and it is pronounced cash. It's a collection of a collection of items, a cache, CACHE, a collection of items of the same type stored in a place or inaccessible place. An arms cache, like the Gleaner is reporting now. So the Gleaner just sent out a tweet, a developing story, sent out at 3:33 this afternoon. 21 guns have been seized during an operation now underway at a warehouse in West Kingston. That's the word from law enforcement sources who shared the information with the Gleaner. The cache, as in the collection of items, the collection of weapons, the arms cache, CACHE, the cache comprises 18 pistols, 3 rifles, and a significant quantity of bullets. 18 pistols, 3 rifles, and a significant quantity of bullets. Where is the love?
Yeah.
Whoever shipped those items clearly have no love for us here in Jamaica, whether we're related to them or not, family-wise. That's the best that you can do? Ship 21 guns to Jamaica for what? To do what? It can't be because you love us. It must be because you detest us, you hate us, and you want us to kill each other. Good gosh.
Yeah.
Oi.
It's really a harrowing story. It kind of breaks my train of thought. So I won't keep any longer. I'll call you another day. But just before I go,
yes,
I once had a manager. He was from Ghana, and repeatedly said to me, "Why are Jamaica destroying themselves like that? And everyone is connected. If it's not your relative, it's a friend of a relative friend. So there's no need for us to be destroying each other like that. Why are we doing this? It's so troubling. Continue the good work, continue to be strong, and all the best to your listeners.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the call. All the best.
All the very best.
Good. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com. Who are these people who keep shipping guns to Jamaica? Who are they? Yeah, the police working along with the Port Security Corps. Is that the group? No, the Contraband Enforcement Team. So it would be the police working with the Contraband Enforcement Team. They seem something has happened. I think we got a hint. I don't remember if it's the Prime Minister who said it some time ago or the police commissioner. Somebody in the hierarchy said something about we expect, it's almost as if giving us a hint that they will be able to find more weapons now. It's like they have I don't know if it's a new tool or some kind of mechanism that they're using now to ferret out these weapons. But for those of us, these people don't love us at all. If all you can do is to send gun to Jamaica, send guns and ammunition, what hatred we have for each other. 21 guns at a warehouse in West Kingston. Those warehouses, hopefully more. Start searching the others, please. Start going through the others. Oh boy. That's the best that we can do. Send guns to our family members. Wow. Yeah. Let's continue. 876-922-4112. 876-922-4113. 876-922-4114. And 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your voice notes, your WhatsApp messages, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And Salah, we still haven't seen your story yet, and we can't run with it until we have been able to identify a credible source that is carrying that story. And so far, we have not been able to identify such a source. Salah, so maybe you'll have to help us to do that research, because we can't find that story on any of the platforms. Mind you, we have a war underway right now, and so that is overshadowing a lot of the other stories. But we're still getting news. We've still received news of Rod Marsh's death, the former Australian wicketkeeper batsman. Still receiving news of Shane Warne's death at age 52, and Denroy Morgan's death at age 74, I believe it is. And but we're not seeing the one you sent us, the information that you sent us. We're not seeing that one. That's all we're saying, Salah. So if you can tell us the source, then we'll be able to check that source to see if the source is a worthy source. The Observer is also reporting the gun find. They have put the figure at 20, whereas the Gleaner is saying 21. I guess we will hear the full story in major news at 5. But one moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
Are you an NWC customer with multiple properties?
I heard him. He didn't say it directly, but he would take that any day.
RJR Gleaner Group. It's a cross-country invasion. The RJR Gleaner Group continues its cross-country tour. The best.
Yes, I realize that he now has a new job. He goes on Twitter and behaves as a you'd call him now. There's a word for that, There's a word for that. As a Associate sponsors, Hydro Aid, Gateway Cooperative Credit Union, Statistical Institute of Jamaica, H&L True Value and H&L Agro, Sunback Tonic Wine, Caribbean School of Medical Science Jamaica, and Guardian General Insurance. Okay. Right. Yes. Yes, yeah. Oh well. Mm. Yes, man. This is why I've been hearing about that yeah for quite some. Yep, yep. And it used to be controlled by certain people. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Violet White says, good news. I'm not sure what's the good news there, Violet White. Share it with us, please. Faye Weller says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. We need to pray for peace and more love. The world is coming to an end, says Faye Weller. And let's hop across to YouTube and see what's happening over there. Sean Chambers, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining us. And Tats Harris says, good afternoon, Dervan. Ma in Africa means mama, not from China. Well, ma also means mother, except that it's mom. That's how you say mother or mom in Mandarin, Chinese. Mom, mom, mom. And father is baba, baba, etc. So Taki Lemkwa says condolences to Morgan's family and the wider family at large, sharing in these moments and reflecting on the transition of Denroy Morgan, artist, musician. Greetings, Dervan and all from New Jersey. Thank you, Taki Lemkwa, and all the Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica in New Jersey. Carol Williams says, hi, Dervan. There is a war brewing, and we need to be prepared for this deluge. Deluge there is like a flood, Deluge. We need to pray and pray without ceasing, says Carol Williams. Thank you for your message, Carol. All the very best. 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. George in Trinidad says, yes, thank you. You're welcome, George in Trinidad. And once again, hello to the people of Trinidad. Moralist says, it is not that prayers do not work. It is because we do not listen to the answers and do them. We can't kick against the prick and barriers don't break in our toes. Is that, did you mean barriers? Hold on, something is not right here. Let's double check this. Let's double check this and see. Oh, so you mean briars. Right. That's well, there are two spellings. B-R-I-A-R or B-R-I-E-R. So we can't kick against the prick and briars don't break in our toes. The prick is the law, or the pricks are the laws that are there as the mirror. All right, moralist, thank you very much for your message. Here is Lloyd, who has changed his job. But my goodness, is this look at this trailer. He says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Good afternoon, Jamaica. Mr. Dervan, I'm out of training now. That's from last Friday. So I'm on the road doing my job, and I find it really okay for me. I'm home daily, no on and off weekends. I'm home daily, no on and on off weekends, Sir D. Give thanks. And please say hello to one and all for me. Just Blessed and a lot of love to you and all. Respect to the fullest. Now I'm with a big trucking company by the name of Ryder, and that's Ryder. Oh, yes, Mr. Dervan. What that says about all these ads coming in from Philadelphia and not about Jamaica. And my stepdad be asking me all the time if it's not a Jamaican radio station I'm listening to. Oh, this is reference to Power 106 live stream. There are, yes, when I travel as well, I hear them. So I did hear them in Florida and also in New York late last year, November and December. That's how the people who are responsible for these streams, that's how they make their money. That's how they make their money. So Lloyd has shared with us a video of his long trailer or flatbed, more like a flatbed, long flatbed, very long. Thank you for sharing, Lloyd, in Philadelphia. Here's another message. Good day, Darvan. Government, please be relentless in your search for the guns. They are out there. The criminals overseas are sending the guns to their cronies here in Jamaica. Thank you for your message. Lorna has sent us a voice note, which we'll have to check off air. So too for Precious from Monkland in St. Thomas. We'll have to check those voice notes off air. Here's another message. This one says, good day, sir. And you're sure you want to give us your full name? Let's see. Let's do this. All right, we'll just say Howard. We'll just say Howard. So let's see. So good day, sir. My name is Howard. Howard. My question is, why doesn't the CET, I think you would, or why don't the CET, that's the Contraband Enforcement Team, and the JCF, that's the Jamaica Constabulary Force, wait to see who comes to collect these weapons? Someone sent them, and it stands to reason that someone will come to collect them. Hold it there for a moment, Howie. Hold it for a moment, Howie. Because a similar thing happened recently where the police announced that they had recovered, again at the wharf, I think it was 20, was it 20 something as well? I think so. Weapons and ammunition or something to that effect. And they subsequently came back to the public and said, we now have 2 men in custody in connection with these weapons. So let's hold up for a moment and listen out for the news at 5 and later on this evening to see if we will get a similar situation, if we'll have a similar situation. Because the most recent one, they did announce finding the weapons first, and then afterwards they announced that they had arrested 2 people in connection with Jamaica. So you remember now, recently, about 7 guns. Was it 7? Some of them, they were disassembled and placed in, no, not 7. Hold on. Is it this one? No, not that one. I'm just checking the number of gun finds we have had since the start of the year. Hold on. This one, all right. This is taking a while to load, but yeah, the most recent find before this, the one today, the guns were disassembled and placed inside 3 television sets. And before that, there was the find at in the West, 20 handguns and 40 magazines at Sangster International Airport. That was in January, actually. And as we said, recently, just 2 days ago, the police told us 2 people were in custody in relation to the gun find at Mobay Wharf in St. James. So maybe let's not knock them yet, Howie. Let's hold on and see what happens in the next couple of days, or maybe even later. But this is what happened a couple of days ago. They found the weapons and they made it public, and then they announced 2 people had been arrested. Crocs in Black River says, "Good day, Dervan. Remember that it was that same warehouse in West Kingston that the US government had fingered as the source of the influx of guns into Tivoli Gardens. This was from as far back as when the extradition request for Dudus was being debated. Can we imagine how many guns may have passed through there during the intervening years? I had thought that warehouse would have been closed or the operations shifted to another location." Well, we have been hearing about that warehouse for years, Crocs in Black River, and we would like to think and believe that the police and the security apparatus overall, between the police and the army, that they would know about that situation and would have taken action. But apparently not, at least up to now, before now. Hi. That's why we always say, let's stand by for the break. Let's take the break and come back in just a moment.
How can there be peace? Religious hypocrisy, political tyranny. You see it, my brethren. What about the children? Hey, they say the world is spinning around.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Hour 106.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Jesus, oh Jesus, oh how I love to call your name.
Tune in to Power 106 FM for the longest running religious call-in program on Jamaican radio, The Prayer Line. Join Pastor Errol Hay and his team as they offer spiritual guidance and intercession grounded in biblical doctrine. Hear powerful testimonies from Jamaica and around the world. The Prayer Line, a source of support and inspiration in these trying times. That's The Prayer Line on Power 106 FM, Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Join us.
You shall live, declare the works of the Lord. Amen. And you shall be a living testimony here on the Lord's side.
What fools we mortals be? Morality is in the minds. Morality is on the rise. The world is spinning around.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:01. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:01. 现在几点了？4点01分. A minute past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now's a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your WhatsApp messages, your text messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. Paul Wallace, not Paul Skeen, Paul Wallace. Paul Wallace is asking, is Power 106 on TuneIn? I think we are. Haven't been on TuneIn in a while. I think Power 106 is on TuneIn, yes. Everlyn Connie Palmer says Putin has threatened to nuke Africa if they don't mind their business. Oh dear. And Violet White says the guns that they found. So that's what she was referring to as good news. I suspected so, but wanted to hear it from you, Violet White. Inez Iona Campbell says, good afternoon, everyone. Sending happy birthday to my daughter, Tanisha Leslie, in Bridgeport, Connecticut, from Mom Inez Campbell in Linstead, St. Catherine. All the best to your daughter, Inez, your daughter, Tanisha Leslie, in Bridgeport, Connecticut, coming from Inez. Take care. And more coming through here. Oh, we didn't get to listen to those clips off air. Oops. Let's go to this one. This one just simply says, good day. Good day to you too. Pearl Brown, Miss Pearl says, Sir D, oh yes, prayer works. I could tell you lots of testimony. Let's see the rest of the message. Right, so she says, prayer works. I could tell you lots of testimony, sir. I can tell you for sure, if it was not for God's mercy, sir, I would not be around. Let's pray, especially we ladies, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Ephesians 6. God be merciful upon us all. Thanks, sir. Have a great weekend. Same to you, Miss Pearl. Take care. All the best. And here's a call coming through from Jamaica Love. Let's hear what Jamaica Love has to say on our WhatsApp line. 876-365-3346. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, Jamaica Love.
Welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. You know, Jamaica have population. We do have 10,000 gunmen in Jamaica. And I believe that if the army starts from St. Thomas and the police from St. Thomas, and we back them up, these guys coming from St. Thomas, coming straight back to Kingston, go right back to Montego Bay. We get rid of these people. It's so easy, you know, because they have no way to run to the sea. If we back them up from St. Thomas, coming all over, come back, across to Jamaica. You don't believe that would be a better Jamaica?
Any Jamaica without so many illegal weapons would be a better Jamaica.
Yeah. Because a lot of these, I don't know, one of these guys, they go buy books and pencil to send to the that's what here guns.
Yeah, and you can contrast that with the Jamaicans in the Middle East. There's a group called the Jamaica Middle East Diaspora. You know what they have been doing for weeks now and will continue to do leading up to CSEC, otherwise known as CXC? They have been teaching mathematics virtually. So they have hundreds of students from schools here in Jamaica. That is what they are spending the opportunities that they have overseas. That's how they're spending it, by giving back to Jamaica, educating the children of Jamaica with these classes every Sunday morning. I think 11 o'clock every Sunday morning, they have these mathematics classes. And that's their gift to Jamaica. Now contrast that with the people who are sending guns to Jamaica. Oh boy.
Just cruel to each other.
Oh yes. No love at all. You can't love your family and your fellow countrymen, and the best way to show that love is to send guns. Really, no.
It's so disturbing, and I'm listening.
Yeah.
I hear what is going. Nobody did. Thank you, Mr. Dervan, and enjoy your weekend.
You too. Thanks for the call. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. H. Morgan in Birmingham says, "Hi, Darvan, good day. The guns you're referring to that they found, it that a recent find, or it's the one that was found late last year?" No, they had another recent find before today's gun find. There was one a couple of days ago where they found it was 7 guns that were disassembled, 7 guns that were pulled apart, that were taken apart, and the parts were then stashed inside 3 television sets. So that's a different one, H. Morgan. We must congratulate the police. They continue, the police and the army and the customs, the contraband enforcement team at customs. They seem to be putting in a lot of extra time, extra hours, and reaping some rewards. Let's continue to give them the support that they need to continue. Paul is saying, "I can ask Alexa to play most Jamaica radio stations, but it won't play 106. Ouch. I don't know. Maybe because Alexa knows that we've been having transmission problems even now. So Alexa is not is not au fait with Power 106 because we've been having technical issues. And the 2 frequencies I've heard with issues are 106.9, which is in the doldrums. The sound is like a basement sound. And then 106.1 is the opposite in a sense. The 106.1 frequency is thin. It's a thin sound that you get on 106.1. For what it's worth, we are able, depending on where we are in the corporate area, to pick up 106.5 at certain places. But yeah, we really look forward to the day when our systems are running at full throttle as opposed to what currently obtains. No doubt the team continues to work. We see the engineering team was featured in the papers recently. Was it Engineers Day? I believe it was. A team of, what was it? What did I count? 41 people or more, 41 plus. Good afternoon to the engineering team. We look forward to further improvements on 106.1 and 106.9. Norman in St. Thomas, Norman Hines says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan, Malcolm, and listeners." To you too, Norman Hines. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Tats Harris says, "Dervan, they can seize the guns and follow the paper trail after." Well, what they did a couple days ago was to announce the weapons, and then they followed that up by telling us that they held 2 people. They arrested 2 people in relation to that gun find. So let's see if that will happen in this case that we're hearing about today, and it's still unfolding as we speak. So we're no longer finding just 1 and 2 guns, anywhere up from 7 or more, up to 21. Oh boy. Good afternoon to Natalie Winter, who has joined us from Washington Gardens. Welcome, Natalie Winter. Good to have you on board. And we'll try to listen to the voice notes that have been sent. In the break coming up, our commercial breaks are not long enough, apparently, for us to be able to play these clips off air. And in order to decide whether we can air them. So there is that. But we'll try in this break coming up. In the meantime, let's continue with more of your calls and your messages. Taki Lemkwa says, well, he's asking, where did that messenger get her info on Putin's nuclear threats to Africa? There has been no such information, rather than news of aspersions being sheeted out, re-warring factions of the West. And we live in a world now where the democratization of information has, some people would argue, has done more harm than good and is doing more harm than good. But there are still established reputable entities. As we always say, if you don't read it in the Gleaner or the Observer, it probably isn't true. If you don't hear it on Power 106 or RJR or Nationwide or IRA FM or any one of the stations that carry news in Jamaica, it probably isn't true. If you haven't heard it on these radio stations, it probably isn't true. If you haven't read it in the Gleaner or the Observer, it probably isn't true. So in a world where there are so many broadcasters, so many social media purveyors, influencers, we still have reputable news sources that are not prepared to compromise their integrity for there's an expression that just came to mind. Oh gosh, every now and then these expressions come to mind. And a mess of pottage, that's from Shakespeare, was it? No. Let's take the break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15.
Consumer Talks, educating and empowering consumers towards a more vigilant and confident consumer-friendly
Hello,
Jamaica.
good afternoon.
Join us every second and last Tuesday of each month at 9:35 on Real Business.
I'm giving
Listen
thanks
and
for
learn
life
about
from
your
you.
rights and responsibilities. Learn how the CAC works to empower consumers in Jamaica. Consumer Talks, brought to you by the Consumer Affairs Commission. Protecting your rights, securing our future.
It's the show that engages you with stimulating and intriguing
That's
discussions
easy.
to spice up your night.
DERVAN,
It's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
followed by the
Mondays to
letter
Thursdays
M
from 10 p.m. until midnight.
at yahoo.com.
Hello, Pastor.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Pleasure is
Yeah,
all
you may
mine.
ask
Thank
me a
you.
question, I may or may not
Take
answer.
care.
Hear pertinent advice and share your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters. Get the answers you need for your burning questions. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
Just checking if there's any response from the gentleman from the Center of Renaissance. Let me know. I'm listening. Thanks.
That's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, keeping your company Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. till midnight, right here on Power 106 FM.
Uncle Dervan, I need
I said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. Oh, yeah. Too much injustice. How can there be peace? Religious hypocrisy, political tyranny. You see it, my brethren. Where are the children now? Hey, the sun world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. I said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. I said the world is spinning around. I saw the world is upside down. I saw the world is spinning around. I saw the world is upside down. Oh yeah.
Que ahora es en español. Son las 4:17. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4:17. 现在几点了？4点17分。17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? Yes, young people, we know you're still enjoying the midterm break, but free paper bun, as we say in Jamaican parlance. Come Monday, free paper bun, young people. In fact, it's a big deal because it's a full resumption of face-to-face classes with variations here and there, according to the individual schools and their situation. And where is it now? There is, for example, a big right. So there's a town hall meeting. There's a town hall meeting this evening at 6 o'clock. It's put on by the Ministry of Education and Youth. I notice information is no longer included here. Ministry of Education and Youth. And also Educate Jamaica 2.0. That's a partner of the Ministry of Education and Youth. And it says full resumption of face-to-face classes, town hall, hosted by the Honorable Favour Williams, Minister of Education and Youth. And the Zoom meeting ID is 885-4191-3714. The Zoom meeting ID 885-4191-3714. That's the Zoom meeting ID for 6 o'clock this evening. It will be streamed live via JIS, live on the Ministry of Education, Education and Youth website, streaming live on the Public Broadcasting Corporation, PBCJ website. So let's get it right. Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, Jamaica on Facebook, JIS Voice on Facebook, PBC Jamaica on Facebook, and on YouTube, MOE Jamaica, Jamaica Information Service, and PBC Jamaica. It is worth attending this town hall meeting for the ahead of Monday's resumption of face-to-face classes. No doubt there are questions and concerns, and there's also some anxiety. And here is an opportunity for members of the general public to log on to any one of these platforms and hear what this full resumption of face-to-face classes will mean for them if they are parents or guardians, and for their children or their charges, and also for the school administrators. So it's a very critical town hall. So the meeting ID on Zoom is 885-4191-3714. 885-4191-3714. And the passcode is 400199. 400-199. So we will see how it all unfolds. And let's go to this message, a WhatsApp message. Mr. Malcolm, when the authorities hold these people responsible for the shipment of these guns, I wish they would keep us, the general public, abreast of the progress of these cases. I would like them to update us on how things are going. This would give us hope and optimism that something is happening and these stupid idiots are being stopped in their evil tracks. Thank you for your message on WhatsApp. And here's oops, let's go to this one. Dervan, you might also suggest Snopes, Snopes, and Hoax Busters for web verification of stories. Thank you very much, Jay Chisholm, for that bit of information. So if we want to check the veracity of news stories, we can go to Snopes, Snopes, and Hoax Busters, Hoaxbusters, for web verification of stories. Thank you, Jay Chisholm. Crocs in Black River has sent us another message. He says, Darvan, because of the location of that warehouse and the reputation of that area, which customs officer do you think would be comfortable in finding and exposing that kind of contraband at that warehouse? Remember that they have to leave work and go home in the afternoons. The only solution is to remove that kind of operation from such a volatile area. That sounds like giving in, though, Crocs, to remove the operation from the area. Shouldn't it be the other way around, that we remove the elements from the area who are likely to wield any kind of influence, and then continue? Mind you, I have seen that whoever is in charge at customs, well, maybe I shouldn't say it out loud, but you would understand, Crocs, that they have security. They have security is important for certain. Yeah, let's just leave that there for the time being. But there is security. There is security, and we have seen that, and it's not. It's not. Yeah, let's leave that there for the time being. But Crocs, it should be the other way around. It shouldn't be that we are forced to remove that kind of operation from what you describe as such a volatile area. It has to be the other way around. In other words, it shouldn't be that we, the law-abiding citizens of this country, have to flee. We are not the ones who are supposed to be fleeing. It's those who are up to no good who are supposed to be fleeing, not the law-abiding citizens of this country. Thank you for your message, Crocs in Black River. And this one says, don't say the name, Mr. Malcolm. All right, I won't say the name. How about the government and the insurance companies giving rewards on stolen motor vehicles, something like what they have on guns? Sounds like you have information. That means you can share that information. So the suggestion is, how about the government and the insurance companies giving rewards on stolen motor vehicles? I would love to get an update on the incidence of stolen motor vehicles in Jamaica. My impression is that more motorists are more motorists are protecting their investment, protecting their asset in terms of their motor vehicles. And therefore, it should mean that we are having less motor vehicle thefts in Jamaica, because there are all kinds of devices now that as you touch the car, a signal is sent. And in no time, you could have a response team on your tail, so to speak. I haven't seen a report on motor vehicle thefts. Hold on, let's check this out. What year was this now? How recent was this? Here's a story. Oh, this was a long time ago. This is a story from 2017. So in 2017, there was a report by RGR News, Radio Jamaica News. Police statistics show an increase in the theft of motor vehicles in Jamaica since the start of the year. This was November 2017, with 525 of those vehicles being stolen, up from 519 during the corresponding period in 2016. So in 2016, as at the 9th of November, in 2016, there were 519 reported cases of motor vehicle theft, stolen motor vehicles. In the same time, around November 9 in 2017, that figure was 525. 525. I wonder. Let's see if we can get an update. We'll work on this one to get an update from the police, whether to see whether the theft of motor vehicles is dropping or rising. Would love to see that, because again, as we said, and there are a lot of insurance companies that I think what do? They give you it. They give you a benefit. I don't know, in some ways, if you protect your vehicle using one of those devices, one of the motor vehicle protection devices. So there are benefits to having one of those devices. But we're curious to find out if we are seeing less motor vehicle thefts in Jamaica, since there are so many options open to motorists now to protect motor vehicle owners, to protect their vehicles.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. Sipa Copa.
Sipa Copa?
Yes, Sipa Copa.
Sipa Copa what?
Sipa Copa Ital Jamaican Moringa tea bags. Sipa Copa Moringa, turmeric, vervine, neem, and guinea hen wheat tea bags today. Sipa Copa tea is available in supermarkets island-wide. So Sipa Copa today, you'll be happy you did. Distributed by Caramel Group Limited.
The Auto World.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Weekdays at 5:15 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app. RJR Gleaner Group. It's a cross-country invasion. The RJR Gleaner Group continues its cross-country tour, the best of Jamaica at 60, as Power Talk with host Dr. Herbert Gale brings you a focus on the parish of St. James this Tuesday, March 8th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tune in as he shares the success stories and issues facing the parish, as well as speak to our cross-country tour partners. This broadcast is brought to you by main sponsors Grace Foods,
Foods, Sunshine Snacks, Guardian Life, Digicel Foundation, associate sponsors, Hypro Ace, Gateway Cooperative Credit Union, Statistical Institute of Jamaica, H&L True Value and H&L Agro, Trumback Tonic Wine, Caribbean School of Medical Science Jamaica, and Guardian General Insurance.
What about the children now? Hey, they said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. They said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. They said the world is spinning around. I saw the world is upside down.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 5:28. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5h moins 28. Science, TDN le Wu Dien Cha Ar Shur Ba Fen. 28 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. Good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. H. Morgan in Birmingham says, thanks for that update. Yes, the security force need to be congratulated. What is the problem with these people who are sourcing these guns? It seems they're hell-bent on wiping out the nation. The law-abiding citizens of Jamaica will not allow that. We will not have that, H. Morgan. Thank you very much for your message. Thank you. Keep those messages coming in. Let's hop across now to... Hello, Nicola in Mandeville. No, not Mandeville. She is somewhere in central Jamaica, but not Mandeville. And other messages coming through here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. The Morant Bay Rebellion, as we know, took place in 1865. Something else happened in 1865. President Lincoln, on this day in 1865, President Lincoln began his second term, expressing his desire for the war to end and extending a gracious hand to the South. So when have we never had wars? Jeez, man, when you read the history of wars in the world. 1865, I'm sorry I don't have my big book with me to go through, but 1865, on this day in 1865, President Abraham Lincoln began his second term, expressing his desire for the war to end and extending a gracious hand to the South. Here's what he said: fondly do we hope, fervently do we pray that this mighty scourge of war may speedily pass away. He concluded with the following stirring statement: with malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wound, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and a lasting peace among ourselves and with all nations. Within 6 weeks, the war was over and an assassin had killed Abraham Lincoln. What a thing. What a thing. So it is. So it is. Let's give you another quick update here now on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. So the Gleaner is maintaining the number as 21, the number of guns seized at the West Kingston warehouse. Just checking if there's any further development in that regard. 21 guns have been seized during an operation now underway at a warehouse in West Kingston. Law enforcement sources have revealed the cache comprises 18 pistols, 3 rifles, and a significant quantity of bullets. Police investigators are still at the warehouse located along Industrial Terrace, searching for more weapons. There is no indication so far where the weapons were shipped from and who were the intended recipients. No, that's not good. There is no indication so far, that's key, so far. There's no indication so far where the weapons were shipped from and who were the intended recipients. So that's no doubt we will hear more a little later on, and we look forward to that. And we look forward to the major news at 5. In the meantime, let's take some more from you. 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can also call us on WhatsApp. And that number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Darrell McKennis says, hi, Darvan. Season's greetings. Excellent program as usual. Today is a special day in my life as I am celebrating my birthday, and I thank God for sparing my life. Happy birthday to you, Darrell McKennis, and all the very best. Thank you very much for spending some time with us here on both sides of the story of Jamaicans at home and abroad. And a reminder that Monday is supposed to be back to school for full face-to-face classes, with some exceptions here and there, as we've said. But for the most part, that is on Monday. And it's a good time, young people, to make sure that you check to see if you have all that you need to have for Monday. Don't wait until Monday morning, then you start rummaging through some box or drawer and trying to find this and that. Now is a good time to get it together. Now is a good time to get it together. How about that? Right. And we're seeing information here that the U.S. Embassy and Junior Achievement are supporting Jamaica's one laptop or tablet per child initiative. Recently, the U.S. Embassy's Kingston program partners, Junior Achievement, handed over 15 tablets to 3 institutions as part of Junior Achievement Jamaica's Adopt a School program. The benefiting institutions, Elletson Primary and Infant, Jacks Hill Primary and Infant School, and Denham Town High School. And that initiative continues. The youngsters can always do with functional devices in order to extend the reach of their program of learning, because it can't be that you only start to learn or try to learn once the teacher is in front of you, and if there's no teacher, nothing happens. No, young people, we have to take command, take charge of our destiny. The week coming, starting on Sunday, and you'd forgive us for pausing to acknowledge this particular happening because this place means a lot to us. Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts. Not when it was Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts, but when it was CTC, Cultural Training Center. We spent a few summers there, and we were at the School of Dance, yes, and the School of Drama as well. Not so much School of Art and Music, but drama and dance. And so you would appreciate us just wanting to acknowledge that Founders Week is coming up. Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts will be staging Founders Week on, coming in the coming week, starting on Sunday with a Thanksgiving service at Vera Moody Concert Hall. And then on Monday, the official launch of the 45th anniversary gallery. And then on Tuesday, the 8th, at midday, Electric Boogie Gallery. That's on Zoom. That's Wednesday. What are we saying? No, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday the 8th. Wednesday, the 9th, celebrating research in the arts. And Thursday, the 10th, Gender and Development lecture. And then on the 11th, the orators coffee morning, coffee tea, and defeminization of poverty. Oh, well, let's see how that goes. So it's the 45th anniversary of Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts. Founders Week starts on Sunday. And just before we have a call on the WhatsApp line. We'll come to the WhatsApp call after the break because we're coming up to a break right now. And we're seeing the images of those who have played their part in the nurturing and the growth and development of the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts, featured on this flyer as well. Happy 45th, Edna Manley. There's more after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM.
Hello.
Time is now
4:45.
Blessings and good day to you too. We're off air now. Please hold. We're on a commercial break.
Wastewater systems for farms and residential use.
Yes.
Assistance in getting NEPA licenses and monitoring and characterization of your wastewater. Tune in to Real Business this and every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for Manage Your Waste and Save.
Oh Lord, I'm sorry to hear that. I had no idea.
Wastewater management services, environmentally conscious, responsive, and solution-oriented. That's Manage Your Waste and Save. Listen to every Tuesday at 10 a.m.
No, I wasn't told. I wasn't told.
Right here on Power 106 FM.
It's up to you. All right. Okay. Hold on. Stay on this one because I'm getting a signal. A caller is telling me on this phone that he's holding on a line 5 or something like that. No? ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 14. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 14. 现在几点了？5点加14分. 14 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Blessings and good day to you and yours, Mr. Malcolm.
Blessings and good day to you and yours too.
Yes, and to all the staff and members of this wonderful and powerful radio station.
Thanks on their behalf.
And to your listeners on the various platforms all over the world.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Malcolm, do you know, are you aware that we are in a great and marvelous and historical time?
What makes this time so great and marvelous?
Yeah, and special too.
And special, what?
Mr. Malcolm, have you ever lived to see the fall of an empire or a kingdom?
Which one of them?
To see the collapse of any particular empire or kingdom.
Which empire or kingdom is collapsing now?
All right, this one, very, very, very. Mr. Putin has started something. It's going into the second week.
Yes.
And I said it's a marvelous thing that I've seen in prophecy.
What makes it so marvelous?
Yeah, man, because I'm looking on the prophecy now. It's on the book. I will quickly read for your listeners. Quickly, it said concerning the book of Habakkuk. Some people said Habakkuk chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
No, Habakkuk was watching for the Lord, and he said, I stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he, God, say unto me, and what shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on table, that he may run that readeth it. It's plain on tables, Mr. Malcolm. The beginning of an empire. You see, Mr. Malcolm.
The beginning of an empire,
the beginning of the fall of an empire.
Oh.
Yes.
And that empire is what you call what? The Russian Empire?
We're on the dawn. You see, there's something that someone said in Ukraine and in the Americas. They said they are the same people. You ever heard that before? That statement?
No.
That Ukraine and Russia are the same people? The same nation?
No, but it's not far-fetched.
Yes, they are the same nation. So is the American, and so is the British, so is the French, so is the Spanish. They are the progeny of Esau, Genesis 25:25. That's the collapse of their empire. That's the beginning of the collapse of their empire. They will see
the beginning of the collapse of the Russian Empire.
No, man, the entire Caucasian Empire. They are all one people. The United States, Britain, France.
So hold on, let me get this now. So what we're witnessing is the collapse of the empire of white people.
You said white, they are not.
All right, let me put it in your words. What you're saying is that what we're witnessing is the collapse of the Caucasian Empire, the beginning.
Amen.
The beginning of the empire or the collapse of the empire?
The beginning of the collapse of the empire.
Oh, the beginning of the collapse of the Caucasian Empire.
Yes, and it begins. That's why the Habakkuk said he stand up on his watch.
So you're celebrating. Is that what you're doing? Is that it?
Yeah, man, I feel great, man.
Okay.
Wonderful and marvelous. I'm not hiding it, Mr.
Obviously not.
If the people know who they are,
they would be joining you in the celebration.
If the people that came on the ancestral lineage of the slave ship,
yes,
they would start to celebrate that their God, the God of Israel, would have done this. He said, he prophesied, yes, I will go on. I will just read another two texts for you. He said, because thou hast spoiled many nations. They spoiled many nations, Mr. Malcolm?
Who spoiled many nations?
The Caucasian race.
Oh, okay.
Just recently, I'm going to, let me share with you. Let me share with you and your listener. Recently, they invade Afghanistan.
They who?
2 years ago, the United States.
Oh.
The same race. And nobody give them, they invade and sit down on the people for 20 years. And then, when they are leaving. They were leaving Afghanistan. Some of the Afghanistani people were panicking that the Taliban would take, not the Taliban, the Taliban would take over. And they put it in the people them head that the Taliban are dangerous. The people them were flocking the airport, killing themselves to go to America or to come out of Afghanistan. And they took 40,000 of them, understand me, to the United States. They provide jobs for them, and they train them to drive truck, to work on gas, pump gas, etc., and flip burger. Now, look at the flip side. 80, that the American and I heard it said something about Abraham Lincoln. He's an hypocrite. Yes, that's him. Did you know that Abraham Lincoln?
They say speak no evil of the dead.
You're right, but we can speak evil of these people, whether they are alive or dead. Did you know that he was involved in that 1865 rebellion, Morant Bay Rebellion? Did you know that he sent ship to help to suppress us and also to deport some of us in Nova Scotia and those places?
Hold on, I'm not able to verify that. What I do recall is there was an occasion, but I don't think it was the rebellion. I think it was the earthquake of 1907, where a U.S. vessel, they came to the rescue, and they were told to stand down or something like that.
Mr. Abraham Lincoln sent ship to encircle Jamaica.
I'll have to research that.
Yes. And to see that this rebellion was able to squash by the British, the rebellion that rebelled against the British, and to help to deport some of us. That's why some of us went to Nova Scotia and those places.
To help to deport you, really?
No, to deport some of us. I'm referring to us as a people. The people that it's alleged that we came from Africa and the transatlantic slave trade. But that is yes.
Yeah, I've read about 1865 over the years. I've never heard that piece. Yes. So I'll have to check that.
History.
I don't know about that. Nobody can hide history anymore.
You're so right.
They can try, but
yes. And I will continue. He said, as they spoil many nations, all remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of the men's blood and for the violence of the land of the city and all that dwell therein. Mr. Malcolm.
But you realize, though, that's sorry to cut you, but what you're saying sounds it doesn't have a sense of a direct reference. It seems to be general. It could apply to any people or any individual or individuals. It seems rather it seems rather vague.
Mr. Malcolm, that's why I start from the beginning.
It seems rather vague.
Chapter 2 and verse 1. Yes, I know the history, like the reading. I can go into Isaiah and show you. I can go in Jeremiah and show you.
No, but I haven't learned anything since you have been speaking in that regard. I haven't learned anything.
I understand, Mr. Malcolm, because the time does not allow. I could go and make the perfect sentence which is comprehensible, as if it was written in a complete sentence. But this is the fall of an empire, and we have lived to see the commencement of it, or the dawn of the fall of the Caucasian Empire. This is why some congressmen in the United States and politicians are passing laws against Mr. Putin, and tears are being shed because they knew that their empire is about to come down, and also that there will be a nuclear, Mr. Malcolm, a nuclear war. That's what it's gonna. It's not gonna end in 1 year. Our month, it will go on.
Be careful what you wish for, because we might all get caught up in that too.
Mr. Malcolm, wouldn't I be being hypocritical and endangering myself if I know I wasn't in a safety position, Mr. Malcolm?
Oh, you're in a safe position?
Yes, Mr. Malcolm.
What?
And you can be too.
Really?
And all your household and your family and all that, those Negroes that are in the listening of my ears. Yes.
All right. Well, give us that in part 2. We have to leave it there for now.
I appreciate them, Mr. Malcolm, but I would want to quickly say they didn't treat the Asian the same, the United States, as they treat the Afghanistan.
Oh.
They whipped them at the River Grand and they ran them out. And right now, many of them are in captivity.
So they're getting you're saying now they're getting their comeuppance now. You know that expression?
I refer to my brother and sister, the Asians, who are of the tribe of Levi.
We got you the first time. We have to go. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Friday, the 4th of March, 2022. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns Monday afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
I said the world is upside down. I said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. Oh yeah. Too much injustice. How can there be peace? Religious hypocrisy. Political tyranny. You see it, my brethren. What about the children now? Hey, they say the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. I said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. I said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. I said the world
Thank you.
is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. So why you don't want to cut it? Oh. Oh. Whoa. He eats a lot.
And
Mm.
he can fix things for himself, you know.
Okay.
So, I want to get the tape before I cut it. The first cut must come out with it.
Okay.
But you don't know when it can come.
That's the thing. Let me see. If anything, I'll call you back. I'll call you back to let you know because. I'll call you back to let you know. Mm.
All
right.
Try to sit down conversation.
Let's see. Okay.
Coming up in the news segment of Beyond with the headlines today, Friday, March 4, 2000.